And we're back with the Jake Ellenbogen Show. Appreciate you guys tuning in, listening in, wherever you are. Episode 4. Wow. Well, first off, I just want to say thank you guys because I had this idea and then I just kept shooting it down. And then I had people in the comments section telling me, no, Jake, you really should do this. And I was like, really? You guys care that much about, my thoughts outside of just football? And it's like, yeah. It's like, all right. So now here we are, over 300 downloads on our, 3 episodes so far. So really appreciate you guys for that. But yeah, it's just been fun, man. I'm going to be doing this daily. So, it might come out later on in the day, but I know a lot of you are on the West Coast, so it's not going to be that big of a deal, right? Look, I woke up I woke up late because I was watching this movie and I really got into it. I just passed out because I was super, super tired last night. But I woke up late, notice a text message from my co-host and one of my best friends, Alexis. And she sends me this person that apparently was impersonating me on Twitter and using, we'll just say, vulgar language. I'm sure you can figure out exactly why it would even be such a big deal. Anyway, to make a long story short, that's how I woke up. So I thought by the time I turned on, the Twitter app and everything and, went over it, I would have thought I would have been canceled already. And for those of you who want to act like, and again, we're not going to get political here, but for those of you out there that want to act like cancel culture doesn't exist, well, people are very quick to react. So even though it clearly wasn't me saying what was being said, it's now deleted. There are people that are targeting me. Even still, I'm saying people because I'm trying not to give that negative energy really anything, but I'm sure you can figure out who they are, what they represent, who maybe they like. Any bells being run, I think you can get it. But anyway, so yeah, that's how I started my day. Then, I bring in my car and find out, the fucker has to get new brakes in the back. So, cars are money pits, guys. I'm just going to say it right now. They're money pits. I barely use my car. And over the last, 2 months alone, I've had to do close to $2,000 of maintenance work, which I get. That's what you have to do every 3 years or whatever. You have to replace your brakes and tires and so forth. I was letting my brother pretty much use my car for the majority of last year. I really don't go out very often. When I do, it's like once a week, I'm a shut-in. I'm sure you kind of figured it out because people are always like, Jake, how the hell do you have time to make all these videos, to watch all that tape, to watch movies, TV shows, play video games? How do you have time to do all that? Well, you have to think. Obviously, I'm not exactly the social butterfly outside of what I do. But, hey, I'm going to work on that. I'm moving out in May. We'll have a great roommate, one of my close friends, and, it's going to be great. And I think that's when I'll start, I'll start really pushing forward. None of the bullshit, really just, obviously, you know what they say. I'm a single straight male, and people are always like, oh, you'll find the one, or that the one is coming, don't worry. And, then of course they also say, don't look for him. They'll find you. And it's like, well, I haven't been looking. I don't see anybody here. But all jokes aside, living in your parents' basement, making podcasts, talking to yourself isn't going to get you to go out there. It's not going to get you to find, your misses, so to speak. So I will be doing that. But I think it's kind of funny, because I don't regret anything I've done. I'm 28 years old. I'll be 29 in October. Hard work pays off, especially when, other people aren't working hard, especially when talent isn't, working hard. But I feel like I have the talent. I've been told I have the talent. I just landed a sponsorship deal that's going to kind of changed my life. I mean, to a degree, in the first portion of 2024. We're off to a great start, folks. We really are. I can't stress it enough. And I know a lot of you are a fan of just not only just my content, but me, and want to know how I'm doing and this is the podcast for you. I'm going to talk about topics, but this is the podcast for you if you want to know what's going on. I mean, I'm not going to tell you every little detail, but this isn't like Call Her Daddy on on Barstool or anything. If I was going to tell you every single detail, I'd tell you that I'm absolutely addicted late at night when I'm trying to sleep, which is funny because you guys don't even think I sleep. Some of you think I'm a robot, but I do. And, late at night when I'm trying to sleep, everyone goes through it, or most of you, I would assume nowadays. It's, just flip through and, here's this YouTube short or this Instagram reel or TikTok. And I could watch Dave Portnoy's pizza reviews all fucking day, all fucking night. I don't know why. I love the guy. I don't necessarily view myself as a stoolie. I've very rarely ever looked at their website. I don't really listen to their podcasts. To be fair, I don't listen to many podcasts outside of just mine going over it and editing it and stuff. But I just don't have time. But I just love Dave Portnoy. And I think it's just because, what he did for, local businesses and all of that. And just, man, he's made me, I mean, think about this. I absolutely I love pizza. Okay. Anybody that knows me, my two favorite foods, pizza and sushi. And if you ask what type of sushi, I'll say yellowtail. But my two favorite foods, excuse me, my two favorite foods, that is a tongue twister I didn't know that we were getting into. But my two favorite foods are pizza and sushi, and obviously pizza. I live in upstate New York. But I got to tell you, folks, I hate to break it to you. I had the realization watching these pizza reviews, I'm a satisfied person for the most part. We're going to get into the movie that I watched, Lift, with Kevin Hart, and I don't even know how to say her name, Gugu and Ra. I totally butchered her name, but she plays Ravonna Renslayer in Loki, who I believe we'll see her again. I think she's going to be like the new Kang the Conqueror. We'll see what ends up happening. But the point is, we'll get to that movie because a lot of people said it was terrible. I have my thoughts on it. I'm a very, satisfied, easily satisfied person. Okay. First off, I believe in the golden rule. My late grandpa, who I've talked about at length, one of the greatest human beings to ever live. Rest in peace, Grandpa Dave. But he believed in the golden rule, treat others how you want to be treated. So that's one of the big things for me is that, you treat me the right way, I'll treat you the right way. You treat me, you're an asshole to me, I could be an asshole to you. Sometimes I won't. Most of the time I won't, but I can. I feel like I'm justified based on the golden rule. So treat others how you want to be treated. Really not that hard, but still some people have a hard time following it. And the reason I'm saying it is I'm simple, man. I'm simple. I mean, think about this, okay? If you guys met me at MetLife Stadium or ever ran into me in person, I mean, I'll be nice and I'll be, I'll look interested and happy-go-lucky and all of that because I am 100%. But I am way more exuberant, and jubilant, and use all those words when I'm looking in, at the camera. I am not the social butterfly I used to be, and I do have trust issues. And so I think a lot of that kind of goes into, depression, anxiety, just kind of who I am is just really, I'm a laid back individual. You will never be able to tell how much money I make because regardless, I will be going out in, when it's cold out, a hoodie, sweats, there you go. When it's nice out, a typical t-shirt, joggers and, my chain. That's about it, and I'm not, trying to flaunt. So really my point is I'm not really I know I appear like I'm a super talkative person, and I can be if you know me, but I like to say I'm a little bit laid back. There's a good chance that we would pass each other if you didn't point it out that, oh, hey, I watch your show. And it's nothing against you. You know, I'm a friendly person where I will hold the door for somebody, or I'll say hi if they're staring at me too long because it's fucking awkward. But I'm not somebody that goes out of my way. And, you know, I'm just a simple guy. I'm a simple, you know, easily pleased type of person. I like most movies. If I don't like your movie, like if I don't, you know, for instance, I don't like Blade Runner, I have reason to believe, even though my opinion is not gospel, I like almost everything. So just remember that. I like almost everything when it comes to entertainment. And if I don't like what it is, it's probably not very good, right? If I like almost everything, you do the math. So anyway, make a long story short, I like Dave. I like his pizza reviews. I love pizza. My point that I'm getting to here, and that I will lose if I go on another train like that. The fact of the matter is, yes, I live in upstate New York, but I feel like the glass shattered within the last year or so. I'm watching Dave get, you know, New Haven, these New Haven pizzas, and I'm like, holy fuck. Like, I'm not even tasting that, and I can tell it's better than what I have around my area. And I'm not saying my area is bad. You know, we got some good stuff, but, and Dave's actually been around my area, and he has reviewed some of the stuff, but it's like normally getting, you know, in the 7s and the 6s. I want a 9. So if you guys don't know, at some point, see, I am an entrepreneur at heart. I want to make content forever. I mean, essentially, that's what I want to do. But I also want to, you know, earn enough money to the point where, one, I can buy mom and dad an RV and be like, all right, mom and dad, go explore the world. I owe you guys everything. You're the reason I was able to do what I was able to do. You didn't kick me out of the house. You let me stay in your basement for, you know, until I was 28. You'd still let me stay in your basement even if I was 32. You've always been supportive of me. You've always, you know, there's no small accolade or anything that I feel kind of like I'm wasting my time telling them about. Like, they're always like on my side and everything, which I get. Like, they're my parents, but I don't take that for granted. So you know how like football players will be like, what's the first thing you're going to do when you spend your money? And the football player will be like, oh, I'm going to retire moms, or I'm going to retire pops. That's how I feel. So I know it's not my obligation. I know it's not something that I have to do, but it's something I want to do. So I want to get them an RV. That's one of the goals I have long term. Another thing is I want to make enough money so I could start my own pizza restaurant around here. Now, would I be there every day? Absolutely not. But I want to invest in something like that. I want to bring the New Haven style to my area. I'd say my area, but then, you know, I'm getting death threats from people on the internet who like a certain team that I'm not going to, you know, repeat. So I'm not going to do that in case they're listening. But, yeah, I mean, that's just kind of where I'm at, folks. It's like, you don't understand. As somebody who's lived in New York and thought for a while that, you know, we had the best pizza, and then you realize like you really don't, and that's your favorite food, it kind of sucks. Like, I'm kind of going through it. I'm just kidding, of course. But no, all jokes aside, I mean, I think the pizza's solid here and you can get good slices, but I have a ritual every single Sunday when Rams football is being played. My family and I order pizza. Okay. We had pizza every single week the Rams were being played, except when they played against the Giants, because we were at MetLife. But you know, it's like, it gets to the point where it's like, yeah, pizza's good, but man, and honestly, I think that's another thing why I like watching Dave's pizza reviews. We have the same style of taste. He wants the plain cheese. I want the plain cheese. Okay. I don't care what anyone says. Plain cheese is not just cheese and bread. Okay. Plain cheese is a great pizza. It's the best in my opinion. I am a diehard buffalo chicken fan, but first off, no one gets it right. It's a topping. I don't want you to get rid of the sauce. The whole point of it is that it just mixes so well with the pizza sauce and the cheese. But God forbid you go to any sort of restaurant around here and everyone thinks that a buffalo chicken pizza means you want to replace the pizza sauce with buffalo sauce and just put chicken on top of you know, a white pizza essentially. And it's the dumbest shit. I don't know why people think that's what it is. And then they get the blue cheese crumbles in there and it's like, oh, good God. But anyway, that's kind of my thought. I like plain cheese. I like thin. I like crisp. So I like crispy pizza, not crunchy pizza. Okay, we're not talking about DiGiorno's coming out of the oven or anything like that. Sometimes it's too doughy, sometimes it's too crunchy. It's a frozen pizza. I mean, what else can you expect? But no, I want it to have a nice light crisp. That's what I want. Plain cheese. It's not cheesy bread. Don't you dare tell me that. If you want to tell me that, at JK Bogan on social media, go ahead and at me. If you want to say cheesy bread, I'll know what you're talking about. But all jokes aside, I love New York style pizza, but I feel like I only have that in New York City. And again, the area is good. It's not great. It's not great. It's good, not great. I think I get Detroit style. Like when I'm out and about, I get Detroit style more, even though that's not even my favorite kind. But I need this New Haven pizza. Okay, I keep seeing it. All of them get like 9s. I need to go to New Haven just for pizza. Like, hopefully, one of my favorite bands, ends up just touring in New Haven, so my dad and I can go and get New Haven style pizza, because he and I are the same. I mean, I like the same style and everything. So I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. Long fucking story, but. Yeah. Geez, Jake, I tuned in, and last time you were it was like a whole NBA report, and then you randomly started talking about, I don't even know what I was talking about. Binge watching and how bad it is for you as a content creator. And then episode 2 was Life is But a Dream, which you were still talking about the Lions fans who live rent-free in your head. And then, you talked about the Avenged Sevenfold record and other stuff. Sleep Token, which, by the way, is a tour. Thank God they're not breaking up. I'm going to try and go see them. Pre-sale is the 24th, I believe, so 6 more days. And the first episode was really just bagging on the Detroit Lions fan base, social media. Obviously, if you're a good Detroit Lions fan, I have quite a few that I know. None of that is directed at you. But yeah, bagging on the Lions fans that were, sending my co-host and I death threats, and what's the other one? We were bagging on Blade Runner. That's what we were doing. So, yeah, I mean, here's my thing. I don't have a script. I don't have a game plan. It's whatever's on my mind, folks. You're going to get a jumbled mess, and if you like it, I appreciate it. I don't know why you do, but thank you. We talked about pizza for, 10 minutes. You talked about Dave Portnoy. I mean, this all started with just flicking through the shorts, but I can't let it go to the wayside here because I got something to say. Okay. I'm a long form content creator. As you guys know, I like the isolated videos that I do, about 10 to 30 minutes long. And then I love doing live streams, but I just like the long form content. I like shows, all of that. Can I just say, if you don't follow me on social media, then you've never heard this before, so it's new to you. I fucking hate short form content. I hate it. Like, I still watch it. There are guys that I like, the twins, the brothers that do the side eye. Those guys are great. Love Ray William Johnson. Been watching him since I was a kid. He's been like my childhood. Okay, I watch all of his shorts. I watch, oh my God, Super Ray. That's who it is. Super Ray 14K or whatever his name is. I watch those guys. Instagram. My buddy Jake sends me these all the time. Like, he sends me shorts. I love them in the moment. But overall, I hate shorts. I hate reels. I hate TikToks. I hate YouTube shorts. I don't want to have to do it, but I know I have to because it's basically free subscribers. It's free reach. They're pushing this. And I'm telling you right now, maybe I am just optimistic, but I believe all this shit is going to die. I believe this is a fad. And I hope to God it is. But anyway, even if it is, and I've seen others impacted on YouTube, and I feel bad, all these YouTubers are retiring, and I get it. I mean, you have like 14 million subscribers, and your viewership is lower than mine right now. And I have 23,000. Not 23 million, 23,000. So I get that. The good news is if you are a sports content creator and you grow in the space, I mean, I feel really good about the future. Obviously, I think if you follow me on social media, I'm projected to hit my goal of 100,000 subscribers and getting that silver play button in 2 years. That's what I'm on track for. So let's keep it up. But, the thing with my content is that the NFL is strong. The NFL is healthy. The NFL is not going anywhere. And so, I mean, if I'm making NFL content right now, mainly Rams, and the Rams fan base is getting bigger, and they live in LA, and LA has ridiculous traffic, and people listen and watch videos, whether they should or shouldn't. They watch videos in their car in traffic. So that helps. Again, growing fan base. Again, the fact that, I'm younger, so we can all grow together. If you're a younger audience member and we're the same age group, I'm going to grow with you. And then some other, younger guy with Gen Z is going to take over, and he might be the top watch or, whatever. Point I'm making is I'm in a really good niche that's not going anywhere. Unfortunately, for these 14 million subscriber people, they're in the entertainment, niche. They have to literally create content from scratch. I'm just basically giving my thoughts on something that already exists. They have to create something. Think about it. The trade stuff, all that I did, the live stream on Bleacher Report, I mean, that's stuff that's already pre-existing. I just do research and I give my thoughts, my humble opinion. But a lot of these people have it tough, and, they're quitting YouTube and they're leaving in droves. And it all goes back to the fact that they are pushing the short form content so much that it is deterring people from watching the long form if you're not a sports creator or somebody in that direct niche. Golf, obviously. Golf, big time. If you're a golf creator, you are in good shape. I've been open and honest about my experience trying to play golf. I have a lesson, my first golf lesson tomorrow, which I'm very excited about. I want to get to the point where I can play on a course. But the point is, since COVID, golf is blown up. Everyone talks about trading cards and how their value went through the roof right around COVID. Yeah, golf blew up. Golf is so big now. Everyone wants to play golf, and these creators are raking in the money on YouTube. And if you were a golf creator before COVID, oh man, you won't have to worry about anything if you just continue to be consistent. A lifetime sport, that's a niche that literally will never die. So, yeah, I mean, set up that estate of yours, because you might be able to pass down generational wealth just off of the YouTube monetization and everything onto, your kids, your grandkids. Good Lord. Anyway, long point to be made. I hate short form content. I'm sorry if I sound like an asshole, if I sound stubborn, if I sound, I don't know, not respectful. I'm aware, people make short form content. I'm not hating on you. I make it too, begrudgingly, but I do. But yeah, I absolutely hate it. I think it basically, there are good uses for it. I like watching golf short form content. I could work on something quick. It takes 30 seconds to watch. Great. But the dances, the stupid TikTok dances, the stupid trends, all that shit, it's just dumbing us all the fuck down. I feel I'm that person. I'll get stuck watching TikToks for an hour before I go to bed. So I'm wired. And while I'm watching, I'm thinking, I am wasting my fucking time. I could have watched a TV series. I could have watched a movie, half a movie. I could have, been planning, a video. I could have been watching tape. I could have been analyzing stats. I could have already recorded 2 videos for 3 by now. I mean, good freaking Lord. I hate short form content. Absolutely fucking hate it. So there you do. There you go. You know more about me already. You know that I love pizza, and my goal is to open up a pizza shop near me, and, really put together like a legitimate pizza shop. But another thing you know about me is I lose my voice all the time, in the middle of I'm podcasting or streaming or whatever. That's something you got to know by now. I mean, that's a no-brainer. But yeah, I just I gotta say, I mean, I feel like I'm in a really good position right now, besides the fact that I had the rug pulled under me from under me with the car and owing all that money. Nothing like bringing it into the dealership to get a servicing, and then now you owe like, okay, yeah, you got to get your brakes fixed, $600. Well, I just got my front brakes. Oh, these are your back ones. Oh my God, money pit. Anyone tells you that cars aren't a money pit, I don't know what they're telling you. Absolutely a money pit. That shit you have to continue to pour money into. I mean, even if you own it. Yeah, you have the equity, but have to keep putting money into it. So yeah, that sucks. But let's move on here. Lyft. I like to keep my reviews spoiler free if I can, because look, end of the day, I want people to go and watch what I'm talking about. If I recommend something, I don't want them to be like, yeah, I was going to watch it, but your dumbass literally spoiled the entire plot, and now I don't feel interested. So, all the reviews are going to be spoiler free. Even the classics, man, because I know there's some people like, Jake, this came out in the 70s, just spoil it. No, because I have still not watched The Godfather, okay? Still have I not watched The Godfather. I have not watched Scarface. I have not watched The Godfather 2 or 3. I have not watched Catch Me If You Can. These are among the top on my list. I have not watched Raging Bull. There's so many awesome movies that I hear about all the time that I've never watched and haven't been spoiled for me. So I'm not going to do that to somebody else. That is the reason. So, talking about the new 2024 film, Lyft. So first off, I made the decision. I wasn't going to look up any of the reviews because I saw the trailer on Netflix. I wasn't sure what I wanted to watch. I was so close to pulling the trigger on Catch Me If You Can. I almost watched Echo, which I haven't finished yet, so I will get to you on that. And I was almost going to watch an episode of Reacher. So it was between Reacher, Echo, and Catch Me If You Can. And all of a sudden, and this is why, dude, Netflix advertising, they nail you, man. They get that shit right out in your face. The way they promote shit, it is so, I guess, just the way, like, the graphics and everything, how big things just show up on the screen, I think they do a great job. I can't tell you how many times I've gone on Netflix thinking, yeah, I might watch this, and this, and then I watch something completely different that wasn't on my radar because of their promotions. It's so big on the screen, it catches your eye, boom. I know that's what it's supposed to do, but I'm giving it credit, so bear with me. So, we're talking about Lyft. What were my thoughts on Lyft? Well, I'll say this right now. I'm glad I didn't look at the reviews ahead of time, although I still would have watched it anyway. I think the reviews are ridiculous, and I'm going to explain why. I understand everyone is entitled to their opinion. Really enjoyed it, okay? Really enjoyed it. Really liked the cast. Kevin Hart, Gugu Mbatha Raw. I don't even know how to say her name, but she's a really good actress. Again, Ravonna Renslayer, if you know who that is. Billy Magnuson was also in it. Man, he played a crazy guy. There's also others. Vincent D'Onofrio, Sam Worthington, a.k.a. Jake Sully from Avatar. Don't really like Avatar, but that's the only place I know Sam Worthington from. Here's the thing. It's a fun 2024 film. It's the only 2024 film that I've seen this year. So I can't really say it's the best because it's the only one I've seen. I mean, technically it's the best one that I've seen because I've only seen one. Let me just say this. Heist films get old after a while. This is a heist film. This is not a spoiler. They tell you very early on in the description, the summary, the fucking trailer, you know it's a heist film, okay? It's about a group of people that get caught by Interpol. Interpol essentially is a government organization, I believe in the UK. If I'm stupid, I'm stupid. Just tell me in the comment section. So, Interpol, right? They get caught by Interpol, so Interpol makes a deal. Sam Worthington is like the head at Interpol, and the girl that plays, the actress that plays, what's her face, Ravonna Renslayer in Loki, she's actually, she's one of the main characters in this. She's also from Interpol. And Kevin Hart is a con artist. He's a thief, and he's essentially part of, like, he runs his own team. The best way I can describe this is if you've ever seen Six Underground, he's like the Ryan Reynolds of the team. He runs the team. He looks at them all as family. Really cool stuff. Vincent D'Onofrio is also in it. He plays Kingpin, of course, in Echo, in Daredevil on Netflix, which is no longer on Netflix, so I don't know why I keep saying that, but he's also in it. Not as big of a role as I expected. So again, not really spoiler, right? But just saying, heist films, again, they do get old. They have their tropes. I really enjoyed this one. Is it a masterpiece, Jake? No, it is not. It is not a masterpiece. The reviews are ridiculous, though, okay? The reviews are fucking ridiculous. Because newsflash, most of the action movies, especially the subgenre action heist, they're going to have fucking tropes in them. It's absolutely worth the watch. Because I'll just tell you this right now. And I want to bring this stuff up right in front of me because I'm going to read some of these. Because, again, is it the greatest movie I've ever seen? No. But it kind of goes back to the idea, like, okay, it is kind of its own thing. It is somewhat original in that sense. It takes things away. And people just hate it. Everything is hated nowadays. Like, you notice that? Like, everyone is so quick to show how much they know because they fucking hate a movie. Now, Rotten Tomatoes is not the Bible. If you're a sports fan, this is something that you should know because I always say this term when it comes to PFF, if you're a football fan. Pro Football Focus is a nice reference tool. It has a lot of great information. However, it is made by people. People make the grades. It should not be considered the Bible. People inherently are not perfect, okay? Nobody is perfect. So, Rotten Tomatoes is no different. You are taking all of these critics. Some are really good at what they do. Some really give everything a true shot, and they have a lot of movies to watch. They give everything a legit shot, a legit run for their money. And then some of these critics are just fucking assholes, like pretentious assholes. And you could see it in their writing. And I noticed it when I first watched, like, Star Wars. The new trilogy or whatever. I understand it's not for everybody, but looking at the responses, you could tell these people were never going to give it a chance. And then I started noticing it with the horror genre, because the horror genre is always, like, critics hate on the horror genre all the time. And I'm a huge horror fan. Currently, I have Michael Myers staring at the back of my head right now. He's not alive. It is just a, mask. As you guys know, it's been my backdrop forever. It is a staple. So is the Spider-Man mask. But either way, there you go, Spider-Man. Either way, it's just like any of that sci-fi, the nerdy stuff that I like. These critics are just, they make fun of the people who watch it. But anyway, let's look at this, okay? We got fangirlish Lisette Lanuza Cyans, or whatever her name is. There's nothing about Lift that will stick with you after having watched it, but there's also nothing particularly wrong with it either. This is not bad. So she gives it a rotten review, but that's not bad. Like, if it doesn't stick with you, that's fine. But, like, there's people that just downright hate movies, and, you know, I don't know. It's so annoying how people are just so quick to say, oh, well, you know, the question should be whether or not Kevin Hart is still a bankable movie star. Kevin Hart's great in this. Kevin Hart's great in this, and I think this is one I haven't seen his other, more hard hitting stuff. And again, people still hold that whole thing with Kevin Hart, and like he almost got canceled or something, or I forget what it was. People still hold that against him. I believe it was, God, it had something to do with his kid and the dollhouse and whatever, but people still hate him. And that's my thing. So you're a biased, like a biased critic. Like, why do I care what you have to say? I don't know. Like, Lift is a lackluster heist film that plugs its characters into a formula and simply runs with the result. I mean, I guess I just like, I don't know. I liked it. In the end, Lift really steals your time. See, like, I disagree. And it also feels like a quicker watch. Like, it's fun. It's a solid movie. The audience gave it a 32 to Mama Meter or whatever had a 30. I've seen some comments that I think are just absolutely ridiculous. Like, jokes didn't fire, writing was worse. I felt like I had seen the same movie done better many times. I have no issue with that, but a 1 star, like, I don't know. It's just, I guess the whole idea that it's a knockoff of Fast and Furious and all of that pissed people off. Cliche movie. D'Onofrio didn't have a role, whatever. I don't know. I think this kind of goes back to what I was saying. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. There was that movie with Chris Hemsworth called Spiderhead, and I thought the idea of it was so original, and I really liked it. They took people that were bad people, essentially. Not necessarily bad people, but people that made mistakes. Miles Teller, his character, makes a mistake. He drives drunk, gets himself arrested, and this guy, who's played by Chris Hemsworth, gets them to go to this place on an island where essentially they do their time. They are prisoners, but they don't have to go to prison. Like, they kind of live their life in this decent place. I mean, they all have like jobs and stuff, but the only problem is, the only catch is that they have to test out these pharmaceutical drugs. And again, not a spoiler review, but it's called Spiderhead, and it's so different. Like, I mean, it's not like pharmaceutical drugs. Like, it's like hardcore hallucinogenic shit. Things that can turn you, like, all of a sudden, they give you a certain dose of this and you can love whoever is in front of you, like you basically fall in love with, or whoever's in front of you, you basically want to kill. Like, there's all sorts of cool shit in that. And it was so negatively received. Like, people are like, this is trash and it's an awful movie. It has no plot. And I'm like, man, like, we bitch, moan, and complain about all of these reboots and remakes, right? But then when we get original shit, it gets thrown out just as quick. And, everyone knows that one movie guy that is so pretentious that everything that they watch always has some sort of flaw that only they can see. And, I mean, like I said, I'm a pretty simple guy. And like, I always say this is that I like most movies. If I don't like it, it's probably not very good because I like most movies. That's just numbers. But what I'll also say is this. If this means that I have some sort of deficiency where I'm not as intelligent as others, I don't pick up on plots as easy, I can't see why things are bad, then I'm glad I have that. Because that allows me to enjoy the finer things in life. That allows me to sit down, watch a movie, and not sit there and just absolutely find myself disturbed by it. Even if it's just a comedy. Like, oh, this has no plot, I'm so upset. And then I go on Twitter and I write, no. I like most movies. But, like, if I have something wrong with me, like if I'm just, I'm not seeing it right, maybe this movie is trash and I'm just not seeing it, then I'm glad I'm just, I guess I'm not as intelligent and I'm ignorant. I'm glad because it allows me to like more things. I like the idea of liking things. Okay. And I gotta say, I would give Lift as a thumbs up for me. I'd give it I don't like the stars. You know why? Because what the fuck tells you the difference between a 5 and a 4.5? Like a 5-star to me could be a bunch of movies. But then it's like, but this movie is a better 5-star than the other one. But they're both 5 stars. It's like, I don't know. I like the decimal scoring, which I think I'm going to start just doing that. Like the 0.00 or 0.0 out of 10.0. I kind of want to do stuff like that. Kind of like Dave's Pizza Reviews. I think that makes more sense. If I was doing that now, I'd give Lyft a 7.8 out of 10.0. So 78 out of 100. That's a passing grade. It's a decent film to watch. I like it. I mean, maybe you could even argue it's an 80 out of 100. But either way, I liked it. I thought the cast was good. I think people still don't like Kevin Hart in kind of these more action films. And the people that were saying this comedy stuff didn't hit, I got to be honest with you, I didn't really think it was a comedy. I think it was a more kind-hearted, no, light-hearted is the word. There's no like blood and gore or anything like that. I think it was a more light-hearted, crime, heist thriller. I mean, that's really what it was. Not a drama, didn't feel that deep. Although there were times the stakes were decently high. There's some dark moments in it. There's a torture scene. There's a headshot, But all in all, I liked it. And I think Kevin Hart produced it. So good for him. Heartbeat Productions, I believe, is him. If it's not him, I don't know who the hell that is. But anyway, those are my thoughts. So, I mean, you get the whole fucking smorgasbord of different things in this show. I mean, talk about pizza, talk about how much I hate short form content, movies, things like that. My next episode, I'll probably be talking about Echo. I really want to catch up on that. I want to catch up on Reacher as well. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all I got. I appreciate you guys. Be sure to like, subscribe, whatever. I don't even know where you're listening to this. I mean, it's on all podcast platforms. If you haven't already, definitely do me a favor and hit that subscribe button or follow button on whatever you're watching and wherever you're listening this. And furthermore, please do me a favor and drop a 5-star review, because we're going to continue to grow this motherfucker. We are going to let this thing pop, okay? If I continue to do this every single day, and I'm already seeing the results I'm seeing, I see some big things. Maybe guests, maybe sponsors, who knows what comes, but just keep on listening, and you'll find out. But again, can't stress it enough. Really appreciate you guys tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, folks. Take care.